Hi everyone, I'm Kendra Perry and welcome to the first video of Crazy Happy Healthy. It's been something I've been wanting to do for a long time, but I've been so nervous. I just really want you guys to think I'm cool, and I was kind of nervous about getting in front of the video and just kind of looking dumb, but it doesn't matter. Anyways, so I have the blog Crazy Happy Healthy, and I just wanted to start with my first video telling you guys a little bit about my story and why I'm such a health nut. So my story starts probably when I was in my early 20s. I've always been kind of into health and nutrition, but for most of my life, that meant eating as few calories as possible. Low fat, vegetarian, and just exercising like a crazy person. And I thought that was all good and it was working fine for me. And then when I was in my early 20s, I literally woke up one morning with cystic acne all over my face, and I had these deep, hard cysts, and they would just stay there for months, and it was painful. And, it made me feel horrible about myself. Anyone who's ever struggled with acne, knows that makes you totally lose your self-esteem. And I did everything I could. I covered it in makeup. I'd wear big sunglasses. I'd wear my hair in front of my face and just do everything I could to hide it. But, it just never really works. I became totally obsessed to trying to figure out what to do about it. And, I went and saw my doctor. I got antibiotics. I got birth control pills. Um, I got all these topicals that just dried out my skin and made it bright red, and it just really nothing worked. And I knew that I wanted to do it naturally, so I went on the internet. But on the internet, there's just way too much information, and there's a lot of really bad information, and there's a lot of people who are just selling these super expensive acne products that I feel like are just taking advantage of the fact that people with acne are really desperate for a cure. And all the while I'm eating this low fat, grain based kind of vegetarian diet. I'm also drinking 3 to 4 times a week, which doesn't help. And yeah, nothing seemed to work. And it went on for about 5 or 6 years. And I was so desperate. I was just became really antisocial sometimes. And I just wouldn't want to go outside. Going outside in daylight just gave me so much anxiety. And I actually became really good at avoiding bright lights. I became very obsessive where the bright lights were in the room. If I went to a social gathering, I would strategically place myself where the darker part of the room was so that people couldn't see what was on my face. I just felt like people would judge me or think I wasn't beautiful, And, I had this one Christmas, and this is about 3 years ago, and it was kind of a breaking point for me. I was actually shopping in Value Village with my mom, and I went to try something on in the change room. And those change room lights, they're so unflattering, and I just saw the way my skin looked, and I just totally broke down. I started crying, and it was super embarrassing. But it occurred to me in that moment that I'd spent so many years just focusing on the acne and not actually looking past it and realizing that there was something that was causing this. It wasn't normal. It wasn't just something that happened, it wasn't just oh, it's just, you just have acne prone skin, you're going to have to deal with it. I knew that there was something that was causing it. So I decided that I needed to find the root cause. And shortly after, I actually stumbled upon the paleo diet, and it was totally opposite to what I thought was healthy. But at this point, I knew what I was doing wasn't working. So I decided to give it a go. And yeah, it was awesome. Within a few weeks, my mood totally stabilized. I'd always had this really kind of, up and down mood, and, bummed out some days. And I always just thought it was my personality. But it turns out that, yeah, it was just the food I was eating and probably the lack of fats and protein in my diet. So yeah, definitely had my attention at that point. And, since then, it's been about 3 years. My diet has evolved quite a bit. And, my skin, didn't clear up overnight. It's taken time, and it probably took about 2 years to really fully get clear. But, I feel really grateful now for that experience and having the acne, because it really helped me discover that I'm really passionate about health and nutrition. And so I started Crazy Happy Healthy. I really want to empower women to ditch their low calorie, low fat diets and embrace real food, because food is medicine and it can help so many things that we're dealing with, so many of these symptoms that we all seem to have. And in the spring, I became certified as a functional diagnostic nutritionist. Bit of a mouthful, but it basically means I use functional lab testing to find the root cause of people's health problems, so that I can help, increase their energy, help them lose weight, and help them, get back to their old selves, the people that they want to feel like. So yeah, so now I'm working with clients and I'm trying to post as many articles as possible. So yeah, that's my story, and I hope you liked my video, and hopefully you kind of think I'm cool. I don't know, but maybe if you want to read more from me, head over to crazyhappyhealthy.com and make sure to leave a comment. Thank you. Have a good day.